given a lot of credit to the real heroes in the world and what puts things into perspective when you're playing a hockey game. I'm just curious how you enjoy the opportunity to play on Veterans Day here.
Well, I always enjoy it. I mean, I'm fortunate my age group, we didn't have to. You volunteered if you want to go to war. There was a time where you didn't have that luxury. In fact, I'm reading a book right now. It's called The Women by Kristen Hanna. It's about Vietnam. So it's tough times, this particular book. But there's a fella here today with his son from Winnipeg who was a doctor in the Canadian Forces, and he's retired now. So great to see him. We appreciate his service like many around the world, basically, U.S., Canada. So for me, I'm very thankful and appreciative. And he had his son with him, and he was a big Mark Stone fan. If you can always kind of put a smile on someone's face to help them out, that's nice. And I'm glad our players appreciate that and do their part in the community. So here we are.
What do you expect from Carolina tonight? They obviously got off to a really good start.
I expect they'll play a very direct game. They are a team that they're not unique because there's teams that play fast, but they are probably a little more of a press than you'll ever see in terms of a full court man-to-man all over the ice. So teams will have hybrids of it, do it in D-zone, maybe not all over, but they're on their toes all the time. So can you catch them in between? Yes, but the puck has to do the work, and it has to move quick, and you got to support pucks quick. So it's a little different approach. You're probably not making the east-west plays you might make a lot of nights against a team like Carolina. The players have to accept that quickly. And it's tough over when you're playing 1 of 82 because you're telling them, and the game's half over, and they realize, oh, yeah, he's right, they are, and all of a sudden it's 3-0. And so I, hopefully seeing them enough that they'll buy into it early and get it moving. I thought we played them very well here last year. I think we gave up a shorty. Up in Carolina, we weren't good last year, so they have some experience with that style of play, and they're playing well. But I mean, Colorado just got 5 on them plus an empty netter. So listen, there's like every team, there's areas you can attack, and we have to make sure we're mindful of the areas that we can attack. And that to me is winning your puck battles on the walls, get going from boards to middle or boards behind their D, and then winning some races. And you should get some opportunities off the rush. Cutbacks in the O-zone. It's a lot of man-to-man, so you got to be willing to be deceptive, have some poise with the puck, and do some things one-on-one to create your shot or a better play.
In terms of defending, do you have to change much? They're obviously up high.
Well, you just got to be on your toes in terms of pucks are coming to the net from every direction. Some teams might be thinking, you might be thinking, they're going to cycle it one more time, or they're going to make it's going to the net fairly quickly. Will there be 1 or 2 passes before it does? Absolutely. Do they have guys like Aho and, Neck? I always say his name right. Natchez that will hold it a little longer. But in general, that's their D. It's usually it goes low to high. You better be ready to box out, get under sticks. Our goalie better be ready to control this rebound and fights from traffic. So that's a little more. There's a little more of that directness than maybe if that you play another team that's looking to make an east-west play. Theirs is more downhill into the net.
Bruce, you guys have run the table at home. How would you encapsulate how you've been able to do that so far?
Scored a lot. We've scored a lot at home. We've come back. We were down against Utah. We're down against Ottawa, so we're never out of it because you can score. And obviously we've defended well enough to win as well, but it seems like we're creating more offense in this building than maybe we have on the road, or finishing better, maybe a better word. Hills and nets, yes.
Their fourth line, obviously, carrying, in well, but he's got 2 younger guys on his line, 24 and 21. Do you see any difference in evaluating them, the way that they play in fourth line style, especially with carrying, knowing what he does?
Well, Will's game's not going to change, I don't think, with who he plays with personally. He's although I did see him score a one-timer goal, so I didn't see a lot of that here. So I'll have a chat with him about that. Maybe I was using him in the wrong spot. He was an elbow guy. He was usually scoring goals by driving wide and getting low and getting leverage and getting to the net and getting second chances. So, but that hasn't changed. He's going to finish his checks on it. He plays hard. He plays a clean game, and he's going to attack the net with outside speed. And he's going to do that no matter what his line mates do. So for me, I think And I think Will has been around the league long enough that he probably has those conversations with how he likes to play with his line mates, and they probably have a conversation back. That's hockey, but at the end of the day, he'll want pucks dumped into his side so he can finish some checks and create some turnovers and anxiety for our D.
Why is your team so good when the fathers are in?
Well, I mean, I don't know, because I would say to you that is our record in line with the rest of the league? Because I think the simplest answer to me is everyone wants to make their parents proud, right? Father and mother and siblings for that matter. So that's one of the things. Maybe we got a real supportive group of dads. They seem like they all get along very well. So as the team does, so do they when they're at dinner. But I would think it's a simple matter of you always want to play well, but it's a little extra motivation when your dad's there. And especially you get a lot of fathers that their generation have probably driven a lot of miles, a lot of hotel rooms over the years. So I think they probably appreciate that now that maybe it's something as simple as their dads now. They're not going through all of that yet, but they will be soon. And they can put things in perspective. That would be my simplest answer. I don't have a great answer for, well, we just happen to execute better. I think our guys they want to win for their dads. I think it's as simple as that.
It's been a while since we asked John Olson anything new.
No, he's not going to play on this upcoming trip. I think he's turning the corner a little bit, so he's still a ways away. Let him get on the ice with us, but he's getting closer. I know that's pretty generic, but that's where he's at.
Do you expect Stone to travel?
That's a good question. I don't have the answer to that. He won't play tonight. He'll probably have to come in tomorrow. I would say yes off the top of my head, but I'll find that out tomorrow.